Well, boys, today is tomorrow, and today's an H3 Frogan day, alright? Because H3, from what he's saying in this latest little podcast clip, is he's done with Frogan, alright? By done, I mean he was gonna give her some little leeway, right? He was like, alright, we're gonna make a little joke out of this, right? The whole lawsuit was gonna be a little joke. We would have had a creative settlement, right? It would have been like you had to touch the tip of your nose with your index finger and say you're sorry, right? Something a little bit humiliating, but still free of charge. But ever since she started hiding and just trying her best to evade the person serving her papers, he's been annoyed with her, and he's just turned from, oh yeah, we would have had a creative settlement, to, I want this broke underneath the damn in the sewers with the damn Ninja Turtles. That's the only way she can live now. I want this bitch under the damn pipes. Now, obviously, H3 has been seeing, more Pegasus and Lust, and I'm assuming the fishbowl. I mean, like, come on. There's nothing greater than the fishbowl, boys. That's why you should subscribe right now. Thank you for 26K, almost 26.1K. I'm gonna celebrate each and every 100 subs, all right? I don't give a f. I am just so, I'm gonna be honest, I can't believe we're going this fast, boys, and we're about to hit the 30K mark that I set for myself for the end of August. We're getting so close. But to hit that goal, you guys have to, like. This is the part of the video where I have to tell you guys, because the algorithm for some reason doesn't want you just to watch the video. It also wants you to interact with it. So, please leave a like, scroll down a little bit. Yo, find a conversation down there. Even if you don't know what to say, something. I swear to God, you guys actually say something. Oh my God, last time I said that. But, thank you, everyone. I guess these are going to be the times of the videos where, I'm showing my gratitude for everyone helping me make this dream come true. Slowly but slowly, we're filling up the fishbowl. But let's get back to the video. But yeah, as I was saying, H3 has been seeing people like Lust talk about this situation, how Frogan has just been dodging. I mean, like, God, this woman was probably a peak dodgeball player. I bet she probably didn't do shit in PE until they brought out them little red balls. Her ass was probably dodging them balls left, right, and center. I don't understand how she's been slipping through this server's little fingertips, but apparently they finally have been able to catch her. Top right hand corner, boys. I already made a video on that. And H3 has finally came out and revealed that, yeah, I'm quite annoyed. I'm quite annoyed. And since everyone is talking about this, how about I talk about this?
So let's talk about Frogan. Lawyers have been commenting on this. They've noticed in our filings, which are all public, that we've been attempting to serve Frogan. Now, at first, we were all like, Frogan is actually handling this the best because she's kept her mouth shut.
Yeah, her co-hosts on her podcast were even like trying to coax her into talking about it. And at the time, I thought in a pretty intelligent move, she said, I can't really say anything. Which, yeah, I mean, when you're in a lawsuit, you should do that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So it's like, wow, compared to the other two, you really seem to be handling yourself well. Except, now we've served Denham's and Casey Tron. They're using the same lawyer, and their lawyer wisely accepted service, because when you accept service, you get more time to respond. It's the wise and responsible thing to do as an attorney. What's been happening with Frogan is that we've had a service provider. Now, these are the type of people you see in movies and stuff who will like hide in bushes, stake out your house, do all kinds of ridiculous things. One of these lawyers I've listened to was saying, like, he got served at the hospital when his wife gave birth.
So yeah, right there, H3 was talking about Lust, because Lust went over this whole entire ordeal in plenty of his videos, where apparently he was getting served with being a witness for a lawsuit, and he had his daughter being born today with trying to come inside the infant ward, which is like, God, brother, you can wait. But yeah, he's basically talking about Lust right there. But continuing on, this man H3 is basically saying, unlike Casey Tron and Denham's, it seems like Frogan doesn't have a lawyer. at all. Like, she didn't even try to get one. She didn't even think about, let me at least put one on retainer just in case I do get sued. Her whole entire plan so far seems to be just run away as fast as you can. And we went over this in the last video, how that's a horrible idea, because not only does she not know that she's being sued and someone's trying to serve her with papers, but also that's just not how the legal system works at all. It's not like, oh well, if I hide long enough, statute of limitations, the lawsuit is over with. It's like, no. After a while, not being able to find you, the judge is going to be like, well, she's literally dodging at this point. Like, we can tell she's dodging it at this point. She's not coming to the courthouse when summoned. All we can do is just give H3H3 Ethan Klein whatever the hell he wants. He can ask for your whole life. We might just have to take it. Okay, they're not gonna take your life, but still. But like, anything of reasonable value that H3H3 asks for in this lawsuit, he's probably gonna be granted, because you're not there to defend yourself. That's the whole point. He will literally go there and be like, I deserve this, this, and this. And if you're not there to be like, no, he doesn't, because I only did these things instead of these things. Well, how does the judge know? The judge is going to be like, well, she didn't come. So, I mean, like, pretty guilty to me. Any innocent person would be like, hold up, wait a minute, I'm being sued? Let me go defend myself. Especially after they got over $35,000 in crowdfunded support for her legal fees. Now, we went over in the last video, top right hand corner again, that she did also say that these will also be used for her personal funds. So she's probably already bought like a damn, I don't know, Hermes bag or some shit. There's some retarded shit probably. Well, okay, she's probably not gonna buy a Hermes bag. She's probably just getting a lifetime supply of McDonald's fries or something. I don't know, Big Macs. But like, she did say that this will be used for personal funds. So it's not like it's a full-on scam, but I'm like, you dodging the lawsuit doesn't automatically win you the lawsuit. Like, I'm just saying it's kind of a scam whenever you're like, this will be used for legal purposes and some personal purposes, and your whole entire legal side is just running away. Because from what Ethan Klein has been saying, it seems like she just doesn't have a lawyer. She knows she's getting sued, but for some reason she didn't even get a lawyer on retainer for whenever, you know, the lawsuit is coming. I mean, like, it's not like H3H3 isn't known for being litigious. You started up a GoFundMe for it. $35,000 was raised, but for some reason you didn't even get a lawyer on retainer?
So the thing is, I'm starting to suspect that Frogan doesn't have an attorney at all. Because if she did, they would have accepted service.
Right, because
she knows she's being
sued. It's to your
sued.
benefit to accept it.
She knows she's being sued. She's acknowledged it. She's literally acknowledged it online. I've talked about it. All of her friends have talked about it. Like, she knows she's being sued. So this matter of service is silly, because we all know that she knows she's being sued. Now, what would dodging service actually accomplish for you? It could buy you like an extra week. It doesn't do anything for you except make you look pathetic and put you in a tighter position when you are served. There's also escalating different methods of serving, which get more and more potentially embarrassing for her. I don't know what she's doing, what her intention is. But at this point, she went from thinking that she was handling this the best to now almost certainly thinking that she's handling this by far the worst.
Oh yeah, Frogan is 100% handling this the worst out of the other two. Because at least with Denims and Caseytron, they didn't try to hide or run from it. I'm pretty sure Denims even got served to her face. Like, that boy started breakdancing in front of, like, your ass got served, bitch. And we saw Caseytron's reaction whenever her dad handed her the papers. So, I mean, like, we know that both of them aren't, like, at least hiding from this. Because with Frogan, she got stalked outside of her house by the person. Obviously, that's legit their job. That's the job that they're supposed to do, is stalk the person that they're about to serve and make sure they're the ones that living there. And they even stalked her streams to make sure it was her. And then obviously, whenever they went up to the door, knocked on it, someone else answered the door. A completely different person. And of course, they were like, what? Morgan? Who's Morgan? No, I don't know no more. I've been living here since 1858. Ain't moved out since I moved in. I ain't never heard of no Morgan before, but in reality, it was just, I'm assuming, one of her relatives or friends instead of, a person that was genuinely confused. Because, again, they know all this information about her. Chat, I'm just letting you know, it's pretty easy to get anyone's information, right? There are billionaires out there that can't hide the location of where they live. So Frogan is not out here hiding her location like that. She's not turning off GPS like that. But Ethan Klein continues on, and he speaks about how it's kind of a little scammy that this woman was talking about how she was going to defend herself legally with the $35,000 that she raised. But instead of getting a lawyer, she decided, let me just dodge a lawsuit. Maybe Ethan Klein might actually, give up on this, as soon as I get like a month into dodging it. He's going to be like, well, can't find her. No more lawsuit.
And it gets even more dicey when you consider the fact that she's raised $40,000 for her legal defense, and she seemingly does not even have an attorney. If she had an attorney, they would absolutely have accepted the service. It would be utterly insane for them to play this game.
She's raised $35,071.
What's that money for?
$35,071.
Like, what's that money for?
That's you're doing it wrong on both sides here.
So she quickly went from being the best one to potentially, actually not potentially, if what I'm seeing, by far the dumbest one to handle this. And the thing is, if she doesn't respond by August 4th, then we can move for default judgment, which means she loses outright.
That is a week from today.
It's a default. It means she's had this much time, and she hasn't responded. She hasn't had an attorney reach out. She hasn't accepted service she has accepted service. She has accepted service, but she hasn't responded to it, right?
I see.
And so if she doesn't respond in a week by August 4th, default just means the judge just decides, like, okay, you lost. You did a copyright infringement. So here's the penalty. You have to pay Ethan a bunch of money or something. It's bananas.
What's the strategy here?
I don't know. It's really, really, really sad and pathetic. So here, I'm going to read a couple of bullet points here. So she has been served. The way that it was described, this is all public filing. I've seen other legal channels talk about this, but somebody came out of the apartment where she's believed to live at, who is not, or they didn't say, it appeared to be someone in their 40s who was either African American or they said potentially Arabic. Okay. Who was dark, was in the middle of the night. And they gave her the papers and said, are you Morgan or whatever? She says, no, I'm not. And she says, well, I need to give papers to somebody who lives there. And she says, I've lived here for yada, yada years, and that person's never lived here before. So we, upon further investigation and research, we're almost certain that that is her place, and she does live there. Okay. And again, this is what these people do for a living. They know what the they're doing.
So yeah, either Morgan has a family friend or she has a roommate that has just been answering the door for her instead of her answering it. And you know how Morgan gets whenever someone touches her Uber Eats bag. All right, she gets real feral. So this has been a hard month or two for her. Like, this woman is so pathetic. She is now hiding so much to where she's like, someone's at the door. I can't answer it. I don't know that person. They don't look like the person on Uber. Like, that's not my delivery. Like, this woman, I don't understand what she thinks she's getting out of hiding. On top of that, I don't understand what the person that was helping her thought they were doing. It's like, you're not helping her. If anything, you hindered her. You should have just not even answered the door. What was the point of even answering the door? I'm just sitting here like, was the person just knocking for an hour straight? Just like, what? What do you want? Because, like, I'm sure if they knocked for like once or twice, maybe even like 5 minutes straight. You can ignore that, right? You can ignore that. What was the point of them answering the door and then faking like they don't know who Morgan is? It's like, you know who Morgan is. Don't act like you don't. All right, go ahead and hand these papers to her. I'm about sick and tired of hiding them damn bushes over there waiting for her to come outside. I did not know someone could stay inside for this long. It's been 2 months. Get your ass out here. So H3 continues on talking about the details behind why the server was going to her house at 2:30 in the morning. Apparently, that's whenever Frogan is done streaming. Brother, what? Who streams until 2 a.m.? What are you? You're not even XQC. At least with XQC and every other big streamer that streams until the early mornings, they're getting paid. This woman's just doing it for the love of the game. She probably got some insomnia or something. She probably just can't sleep. I'll be honest here. Because, like, who the f is out here streaming till 2 a.m.?
Right.
Right.
But our position is that she was served, right? Here's what I'm going to say about it. So she's obviously been attempting to evade service. We tried serving her during normal hours. No one responds to the door. We tried surveillance around when she stopped streaming, which is early in the morning. People had noticed that one of the attempts was made in the middle of the night, and that the reason for that is because they've tried all the other times to stake it out, and she finishes streaming late at night. So they probably figured that, you know, they could catch her out in the middle of the night. But with no luck. It was only when we conducted surveillance before and during her streaming hours that we succeeded. We confirmed it was her address through 2 completely independent background checks. So there it is. The person who claimed that Frogan did not live in the unit was lying and likely is Frogan's relative.
Gotcha.
So they're playing really dumb games here. I don't know anyone by that name. She don't live here. And it's like, you should just accept the papers, Frogie baby. And I love how they go, people are trying to characterize it like I'm stalking her. This is how it works. If you don't want to be stalked, if you don't want someone hiding in the bushes that's going to jump out at you and give you papers, you could just accept service.
Right.
You know? Like, you could just do that. I don't know if she just likes this victim game where she gets to be like, I'm being stalked and harassed by Ethan.
But did she say that? Or people?
No, it was other people.
Okay. Because, yeah, as far as I have seen, it seems like she's just zip about everything. Which, again, probably is a good idea, but all the rest of this is
Well, do you think that Frogan's
good.
under the assumption that if she pretends it doesn't exist, that it doesn't exist?
Yeah. I do think that she is under the assumption that, oh, well, just as long as they don't serve me, then, I mean, like, I'm free to go. Like, I can't be forced to go to a courthouse if I don't even know where to go. It's like, you could contact me for the location. H3H about to say that. He's like, you could have literally just hit me up for the location. I would have told you where this whole entire thing's going down. I would have gave you time, date, everything. But instead, she's trying to play like, I don't know that I'm getting sued. He hasn't sued me yet. Don't bring it up because I want to act ignorant to the, realization that I'm being sued. Just because you don't know you're being sued doesn't mean you're not being sued. That's not how this works. On top of that, she has acknowledged she's being sued by setting up the GoFundMe. She can't even say, oh, well, I don't know if I'm being sued. What was the point of setting up the GoFundMe then? Like, obviously, what was this woman's whole reasoning behind it if she thought, well, if I just run away, it will be fine? So, essentially, what she's doing here is scamming her audience because she thought, well, if I ran away, they can't serve me with the papers, which means I can never get served, which means I don't ever have to go to court, waste any of this money on the court. This woman legit scammed her audience because she was like, oh no. If I never have to go to court, that means I can just keep this $35K. Like, that's legitimately her thought process. And even Ethan Klein's just like, yeah, that's probably what she wanted to do. And now that she's been served, Ethan Klein's like, she's probably just going to try to just settle with me. Which he said, I don't want the settlement. All right, I want to go the whole way. Because the settlement would just be, she would take the $34K that she has raised already and just give it to Ethan Klein. But that's if she was smart enough to even keep the money and not spend any of it.
I don't know. I don't know who she's getting advice from. But, yeah.
I always assumed that she must have gone immediately to like a friend or family who's a lawyer, because she immediately was real quiet on it and seemed like she knew what she was doing and that someone had coached her. But again, it's turning out that she has no fucking clue. Frogan repeatedly referenced her, quote, legal team. But no one from her, quote, legal team has ever contacted us. This raises serious questions whether she even has an illegal team in the first place. She has until August 4th to respond, or we will seek default judgment. If Frogan does not contact us or respond by October 4th, this also raises very serious questions as to the purpose of her legal defense fund. If she's not using the legal defense fund to pay lawyers, then that might constitute, I think Ja Rule has a word for that. Or maybe Ja Rule knows what it's not.
What is it not?
Yeah, what is it not?
I would call that
What?
fraud.
No. Well, we don't know
what is
that.
it not?
No,
That's not fraud.
It's not fraud.
That's not fraud.
Let's think of how to dig ourselves out of this fraud.
Frogan's like, it's not fraud, it's just false advertising.
Well, I
would
mean,
call
just
that,
like the denim
false
thing,
advertising.
she could theoretically just refund it if she decides to.
True, but
Maybe she's going to have to represent herself.
that'd
in
be
court.
fucking great.
If Frogan came out here and defended herself in the court, you know her ass is broke, all right? Because right now it's like a meme that she's broke because she's a failed streamer, but we don't know what her actual job is or career is. Well, maybe Ethan Klein does because, that person basically stalked her whole life. But I'm assuming she has some kind of job, right? Right, chat? Like, she goes to work, I'm assuming, but also she streams until 2 a.m. So I don't know if that's compatible with an actual job. I mean, there's jobs that you can start at like noon, like Walmart or Target, maybe Chick-fil-A. But like, I'm assuming she has like a real job, so there's no reason for her to be like trying to keep this money, because it just makes her look worse than before. Because now, not only does she look like a lying manipulator, but also it would make sense why Hassan Piker hasn't even donated to any of these people's GoFundMe's, because he knows this is just their payday. Speaking about Hassan, boys, this is a little tangent right here, because I uploaded a video earlier today about the whole FaZe situation where I guess it ties into here, where FaZe Banks scammed Aiden Ross, and for some reason Hassan was on FaZe Banks' side, absolutely gagging on his like, look at his clip. Again, 30, about damn near 40-year-old man, by the way.
I mean, obviously I'm on Brother Banks' side. I don't even know what this is about. I just I stay on my brother Banks' side. It seems like a real let them fight style situation. So I'm just going to do that. I phase up. I stay phased up. You stay prayed up. I stay phased up. You already know what it is. Okay. That's just what I do. That's just what I do. That's my team. That's my set. Yeah, you know the fucking vibes be. You're 40, little bro. First of all, you can't call me little bro and also say I'm 40 at the same time, okay? And being phased up is a mindset. Being phased up is a fucking mindset, okay? It's not about age. It's not about age at all. I'm big bro. Being phased up is a lifestyle. Also, me and FaZe Banks are the same age. What are you talking about? That's what's crazy about the situation, is that we are the same. I think we're the same age. So he's old as hell too.
Yeah, both of y'all niggas are corny. All right, both of y'all niggas need to go and just go ahead and pick out a damn burial plot. All right, you're closer to death than 99% of your audience. Like, what the hell was that? This man need to get his old on somewhere. Fucking goddamn. If you boys want to know what the hell happened and how FaZe Banks absolutely scammed the out of Aiden Ross, top right hand corner. Trust me, you are going to love that video. Plus, please support my other videos. I really do need the support. I mean, like, I want to, make more than just these videos. So, thank you again for the support on those other videos. But let's get back to Frogan and H3H3, because Ethan Klein thinks that from what it seems like, Frogan is going to try her best to settle with him and just hand him all the money, or at least a portion of the money that she gets from the GoFundMe. And he's like, I ain't going with that. You owe me way more than that now. I want to garnish your wages, if you got one.
Yeah, if she listen, obviously, if she returns it all, there'd be no issue.
Right.
But I don't know why she would do that, because she is being sued.
You guys are right. Everything is a scam, but not this.
Does she think that she can give me that money and use it to give it to me in a settlement? That would be the ultimate irony for all these people that donated. If she just takes all of it and gives it directly to me.
Would you accept that?
Yeah. I mean, she owes me more than that, though. She owes me more than that.
Oh, okay.
I'm garnishing.
All right. Well, you might have to negotiate it out a little bit, but there you go, Frogan. There's your get out of jail free card.
Honestly,
all you do is just rip off your fans.
I had space in my heart to let her off with like creative settlement offers and stuff.
Sure.
But at this point, I think I'm not settling with any of these people. I'm coming for the maximum damages. She reached out and actually played was amicable and fair and not turning this into some silly, pointless, wild goose chase, just wasting time. Then I'd be a lot more amendable to alternative settlements.
See that, Frogan? There you go.
Frogan would rather end it all before she say anything nice about H3H3 or just anyone in general that's not Hassan Piker. Trust me, she is trying to work that Hassan Piker dick over, and it is not working. Frogan, I'm sorry. If Denims can't get none of that, you are locked up. That is gatekeep. You are not within the realm of even be able to think about that damn Hassan Piker thing. That shouldn't even be within a dream, all right? You dreaming about that should be a damn felony. Hassan should be able to damn get a charge against you for that. That's just disgusting, all right? Because it's pretty evident that this woman is not one of those type of people that's able to just swallow their pride, all right? She's a very prideful, there's a lot of room for pride in that woman, all right? She's a very prideful person, all right? She very much prides herself on any and everything Hassan Piker. So she would never even try to flatter this man H3H3, even if it meant everything that was happening to her right now would just go away and it would be amicable and she wouldn't have to spend any money. And hell, she could even keep the $35K. She would rather spend the $35K on lawyers and lawyer fees and even her own money instead of just saying, I'm sorry, Ethan Klein, for infringing on your copyright. I will not do it again. Hopefully you take this sincere apology. Instead of that, she's just like, I'd rather go into debt. But H3H3's co-host, Dan, he's trying his best to get Frogan off of these charges, all right? He's trying to give her a couple tips and tricks on how to flatter this man. Really get to H3H3's heart.
I'll give you a little tip, Frogan.
Who f***ing who?
If you just tell Ethan that he's funny.
She did say that recently.
I know, and I remember how you reacted.
Ethan
I'm just
is really
saying.
funny sometimes.
It didn't save her, though. You think that I'll just drop it?
No, not just with that, but that's like...
You could butter me up.
Yeah, he could be buttered, is what I'm trying to say.
Just like
he
Trump.
could definitely be buttered up.
He's the greatest, the funniest podcaster alive.
I hope you get PTSD.
Yeah.
So, Frogan, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you're doing it, but you really should just figure your shit out, because in 1 week, it is going to get real ugly for you. Real ugly.
Damn.
I think if she uses that money specifically to settle with you, I think her career is done. I don't think there's any coming
What
back from
career?
that. Well, yeah, but still, that community is just part of. I think it's over for her.
No,
I mean, that would technically be using it for illegal.
I don't think it'd be fraud
fees.
to pay that money to me, because
No, but people thought she was going to use it for legal funds to go against you, not to give it to you.
Well, you're right, but that's the ultimate irony in all of this, which I said from the beginning. Like, whenever people donate to these funds, I'm over the moon, because that money I know is all going to come back to me. It is. It is all going to come back to me. So Yeah, I think if she just straight up slided that money to me, then yeah. People want her to at least fight.
Well, we'll see if Frogan does or doesn't fight, seeing that she has been summoned, alright. The court has did his little ritual dance, and it's just like, get your ass up in here, bitch. Get your ass up in here, bitch. Get your fat ass in here, bitch. So at any time, you know, it takes a little while. The more weight you are, the more you're resistant to summoning. So we'll see if she gets up into that courtroom, and, you know, if she just throws all the money at Ethan Klein, like, oh wait, help, running. Or if she actually sticks it out and fights it in the court with, you know, Ethan Klein, which is not a very favorable position, even if you are in the right, seeing that the man could just bleed you dry very easily. But speaking about people that need to get sued, somebody tells me that FaZe Banks is soon going to be in a courthouse because that boy was out there scamming Aiden Ross live to his face on stream. Boys, click this video right here to find out how silly could this be. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.